Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will be decorating this vintage style cake. I'll show you how I got the base of the cake prepped for vintage colors, plus some simple piping and painting techniques I used in this cake. Alright then, let's get on with the video. Okay, to start off, I've crumb coated the cake. It's well chilled. And for the final frosting layer, as per my reference pictures, I'm adding just a touch of brown. Here I've used honey gold color to create that subtle warm antique tone. It's very subtle but makes a huge difference in the final look. Okay, here I'm just marking out sections I need for my stencil design. Okay, now for the backdrop, I'm using a mix of blue and ivory colors to get the soft vintage look. I've thinned down the colors out with a bit of clear alcohol so they turn into a watercolor consistency. Now, with a round soft bristle brush, just brush over the cake, really gentle strokes. And once I've got the colors on, I go back with my scraper just to blend everything. And I'm not scraping the cream here, just lightly dragging it over the cake to buff it up. This gives you that smooth, hazy effect. Okay, now let's talk color mixing for a second. My base shades are peach, blue, green and brown. To get those vintage tones, I'm adding touch of brown to darken and white to lighten. And I'm mixing different shades of peach with a bit of pink. And for green, I'm doing lighter and darker versions, even adding a tiny bit of peach and yellow to the green to warm them up. And as you can see, I'm not fully mixing some colors. I just swirl them lightly so the other shade peeks through. That's what gives you that soft vintage paint look without everything turning into one flat color. Now I'm holding the stencil firmly against the cake and dabbing buttercream over it with a small paintbrush. I'm taking bit of light shade and darker shade of color to the paintbrush and painting on the design. Now it's same for the brown for branches. This isn't just one solid color. As you can see, it's a shaded effect which gives the pattern more depth and dimension. And also remember, your cake needs to be properly chilled before you start stenciling and painting so nothing sticks or drags. And also, I need to mention here, I'm using American buttercream for frosting and stenciling because once it's chilled, it sets firm and gives you plenty of time to work without buttercream being soft and smudgy. It makes stencil work much easier and cleaner. Okay, so here I'm prepping some fondant decoration using some silicone molds to go on the cake. piped some flowers, nothing extravagant, it's just simple buds and petals. So this is how I fill my piping bag, with the lighter shade first and the darker shade, so I can finish all the flowers in one go. Also, I'm using Wilton tape 59L for the petals and for the leaves 102. Now, when you're piping petals and leaves, just hold the nozzle, the narrow side of it, facing up or out, depending on the petal direction you want. And as you pipe, you gently twist your wrist to guide each petal into shape. Now remember, while you're piping, if your buttercream starts getting soft or runny, just pop it in the fridge for some time and then start piping. When the buttercream is too soft, you won't get that nice clean piping details on the cake. To pipe the columns, I'm using tip 199 nozzle. I think it's Wilton. And to pipe either side, the scrolls either side of the columns, I'm using Wilton tip 32. Now, let me show you something. Here, I wasn't happy with my piping. So, to fix it, I just chill the cake first, and once it is cold, the buttercream firms up and you can gently scrape off the part you don't like. Now, as you can see here, it's very easy to remove frosting when the cake is chilled. And after that, you can go back and pipe again. I'm just adding some final touches to tie the whole look together. So piping some scroll details on top of the cake and on the bottom, also some leafy details on top of the cake. And with that, we are finished decorating this cake. Alright guys, that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this video and picked up a few helpful tips along the way. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon with another video. Until then, take care everyone.